you still win the round. So, all side of the site, twists, now has to extend
Итого
all
счет
the way outward.
12-5.
With no kit, has to follow through. 5 seconds on the defuse. Go, twists, go! And he will stop this show. Liquid, keep it rolling to the 13-5.
Well, he couldn't have played it better. He actually took a small risk coming out of that smoke.
Короче, все те, кто сейчас смотрит, у меня появился сейчас бот. Бота у меня раньше не было. Я бота буду скоро продвигать, буду стараться, чтобы он был, скажем так, более умнее, чем был до этого.
See if FaZe can take it away. They finally got themselves onto the guns. An empty-handed CT side thus far. Albeit we are 3 rounds deep. That frag grenade is the one I don't like.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
the one you're talking about.
Because the high velocity frag grenades, that they seem to be more inconsistent with damage. They got to be very precise, so like land right inside you.
Hopefully we get another example of the alternative, but here comes
Ника делает первый килл.
Trying to clear, and he runs right into Nico, who has Olaf to support on the close op. Again, they lock out the play. But how about Stewie creeping through smoke, and both these CTs turn. Oh, they've managed to get themselves back into this. 50 seconds.
Good straight back, yeah, gets out of dodge, and well, what is, oh my god, Stewie, the heads up play, that's enormous, and he's not gonna die. He's not even gonna die.
And it's only cold now. They have somehow gotten their way back into the mix. Elige and Stewie 2K grabbing Liquid's 14th round. It looked like Nico and Olaf had done enough.
Yeah, I mean, Olaf should have hit that shot probably.
Sure.
For sure.
And I thought both CTs on site had their attention turned, but there was somebody in close corner watching that smoke.
Oh, yeah,
Missed his chance to kill Stewie.
That was Olaf. So Olaf had that, like, that was a standard after plan from within the site. They were both watching each other's backs, so Olaf just dropped an easy shot. Unfortunate. Unlucky, man.
Yeah.
It's going to happen sometimes, I guess.
And unfortunately for FaZe, they don't really have a large margin of error.
It's only cold now.
They barely got wiggle room.
Yeah, now they're going to buy where they wouldn't normally buy after you lose a round like that. But because, yeah, they're looking at match points. So they put it together, whatever they can. And Liquid will probably know they're going to buy. They're probably going to assume something like that, so they'll play it like it's a full rifle.
Sure.
What I like to call Virtus Pro setup on A site 3 on lane, so that even if Arch gets smoked, you can see over top of it. Or sorry, even if lane gets smoked, then they go Arch. It's kind of the one way to play this side of the map without needing to have someone at Arch watching the wrap. Kind of cool.
Up close, cold. Take off Stewie's head. Good flashback. Blinds everyone over on Banana. Rogi can't save coldzera. Cannot get him out of dodge. Cannot get him out of danger. Molotov to the deep of the site. It's not going to flush out anyone. In fact, it is just Rogi on his own, so then down he goes. That's most certainly going to be the bomb plant, and Team Liquid's potential 15th round added to the tally. The auto shotgun turned away as quickly as it rounds the first corner. Nico hoping to trade frag here, but smoke makes it that much more difficult, and the Liege knows he has to play the edge. Olaf, just run. Try and fight another day, but not even. Team Liquid on fire as they secure 15. And now FaZe, I mean, they're feeling the pressure. If they lose this map, they're in the finals.
That's true, yes. They do have finals secured. For anybody just watching, they're in a pretty good place. They had a great tournament so far.
Yeah, an awesome one. They were looking flawless.
They won't go into the finals flawless if they lose this, obviously, but yeah, 4-0. That's huge. I mean, it's never what you expect. I remember at Miami, Olaf was trying to figure out when he could leave the venue because he didn't expect to be in the finals before the last round. So he made like dinner plans during the finals because he thought he wasn't going to make it.
And then you just go ahead and win.
And then he won Miami, yeah. So maybe they had low expectations too. Who knows?
That 12 gauge rattles off, and this is looking done and dusted. 5 versus 2. Bomb plant going down on the B site. Auto shotgun running for the hills. Nico hiding in the corners. If there was ever a god amongst men, this is when he'd have to come back. But he's going to go ahead and miss his shots and fall to the final frag. Twists and Liquid securing that 16-5 victory in round 5. And we're going to go ahead and throw this one over to the B stream. Enjoy.
From the NIP defense.
Just looking for that one early fight that they could maybe pick up out here. Patiently waiting right now, Na'Vi. The smokes are going out for the cross and Boomich. I think he's hoping that someone would use the fact that the smokes aren't there anymore to then, you know, come take a look. But no one's given him that choice yet.
Ooh, simple as legged. That's going to be frustrating. And Boomich, the timing. Oh, he does find Lekro. He goes back and sees him out in the open. And now towards the upper bomb site, Molotovs, flashbangs coming out. Force distracted towards door, exposes him, and Boomich has 3.
He was waiting for like a good 30, maybe 35 seconds for that play from Lekro. Once he gets it, he's like, all right, open mini, open the bomb site, just everything from there on out. That's a lot of patience, but what a great reward.
Yeah, I was going to say, it pays off. Well rewarded in the end. And Plopsky just trying to make sure that the hunt doesn't begin too early into the bomb timer. But Na'Vi going to be 15-10, and they have 5 chances to close out this map.
5 chances, and for NIP, I mean, this money is going to be, the rifles here are going to be pretty damn important. Plopsky, no chance there. And sort of failing to even save that rifle. They needed that. Twist 1 versus 1, and Simple can't even find him. So I don't know. They get to save the AWP. That's something, but not a lot to write home about for NIP right now. And it was looking good. Like they made the whole comeback. They did all the work.
Yeah.
Well, they're throwing it away a little bit.
Again, it's one of those things you ignore if you really are riding home, so to speak. You kind of don't say anything about this because you're already in the grand final.
People don't really write home anymore, do they?
Well, you still write emails.
Yeah.
You write text messages.
Does that count? I guess maybe it does.
Well, I guess, you know, it probably counts to the child, not so much the parent.
Lekro already tagged up. Auto shotgun here in the hut on Rez, and Twist with the AWP. It's not a lot to get excited about here for NIP. Maybe, again, they could tie up the game and even just take that away from Na'Vi. Just the last little bit of pleasure that they might have had winning a game. They can steal it still.
They still could. This auto shotgun's in perfect position. Not swinging too wide, just holding the angle, waiting for the peek to come in. Using a smoke to try and make him believe that he's going to be deep into the bomb site. I don't think this really fakes too many people out these days. And this position could be so strong. It's obviously if they push you here, but then also what a fast flank you can't have. And oh, Boomich. He snuck right past that angle. He was quick. Forrest gets pegged with the smoke. Oh, what a drop from Twist, but he couldn't set his feet quick enough.
It looked like he would have had that. Forrest's Molotov should be pretty powerful. Boomich, though, he actually sees it coming and he's just moved out the way. Simple will take down Forrest. And now Plopsky and Lekro, 2 versus 4 to try and, again, extend this a little bit further. It seems, once again, absolutely impossible for NIP. Not really having much of a say here in the second half. I mean, the comeback was looking good, and then there was just nothing left. So 16-10, and it'll be Na'Vi to pick up the game here.
Да, привет, Руслан.
You know,
Короче, у меня была такая идея посмотреть стрим, ну, врубить стрим и посмотреть. Blast Pro Series.
Trip them up in this second day coming in to try and make it to the finals. That one was just so brutal. Obviously a second tie against Astralis. So I mean they came close, but obviously it's going to be disappointing that they don't make it there because from what we saw yesterday, you know,
Так, 3 зрителя
today,
нас
I
смотрят.
remember who asked me what I thought the grand finals would be, and I said, I was like, you know, there's a great chance FaZe versus Na'Vi could be a final. That would be cool. FaZe versus Liquid could have been cool.
Yeah.
Obviously Liquid dropping the ball as well today. But I mean, regardless, we have that FaZe NIP final. So I mean, a pretty good showing from NIP. They'll take some rest and then they'll get to it, and we're going to head down to the analyst desk.
Thanks Thanks very much. Okay, there we go. We're ready to rock and roll. Hi. And that was, of course, Jason Hernandez bringing the voice of that game. And, of course, the voice behind us is Mr. Adam Savage.
Руслан, короче, у меня Discord, короче говоря, новый. Я поменял, потому что тот, ну, я не могу пока восстановить. Ну, давай я тебя добавлю, окей. Напиши свой Discord вот в Ютубе прям. Можно поговорить, давай. Напиши Discord свой.
I've got it right here. Where are we? The points are made up and it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah, welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, where the points are made up. And
yeah, for that round 5, that's what it was. You know, every single game right there had no context on how this was going to go down, other than if you wanted to talk about the standoff. And right now, for what the viewers at home who are listening to us, they probably don't particularly care too much about the standoff. That's for the viewers here, right?
Yeah, certainly.
So this game right here, yeah,
Спасибо большое, что заходите, правда.
They've been able to show, hey, some better form, but you still have to consider the context of this event for them. It's such a big tournament.
Короче говоря, Нави победила 16-10.
Maniac, similar sentiment from you. I'll run through these highlights.
Окей. Хорошо, я тебя сейчас добавлю, давай. Я тебя добавлю.
The level they've shown, beating Liquid, making it tight against Navi, then destroying Cloud9. It's all good, and I was talking with some fans, and they were telling me, yeah, we've liked what Astralis have shown today, but yesterday, one day, and this is also one of the cruelty of this format, right? We say it all the time, that first Friday, these first 2 rounds, they can decide your fate. Astralis, they went completely missing yesterday, 9 rounds won in 2 games, and they paid the price today.
Yeah, and of course, you know, in the other games, as Chad has already highlighted, in terms of the points don't matter, just to get the housekeeping done. TEAMLIQUID did manage to pick up the win versus FaZe Clan. However, that was a FaZe Clan with the knowledge that the grand final was already theirs, and outside of that, the same sentiment attached to
Так, я тебя добавил, давай принимай запрос дружбы.
It's a bit of a weird situation if you are FaZe, if you are NIP, if you know you're going to make it to the final. How do you approach this last game? Do you try everything? Do you kick back and relax a little bit? Maybe you don't show anything you have, because there might be members of the, you know, the teams just looking at the games, taking notes, looking at what you're doing. There's going to be a veto coming for the grand final. That comes into play, whereas we had fixed map for these games. So I can understand, I can see why NIP and FaZe would maybe kick back a little bit for this game, because the big rendezvous is soon.
I think what an important point here is that was made from Peter from HLTV.org is about Nico in that last game.
Только подожди, пока мне не звони.
Now that's important for us to talk about here because he's been in really good form, and we were talking about that a lot. We were saying, you know, that he's been missing, and he has been missing. So the fact that he's back, the team is looking a million times better. They're even doing it with structure, not just running around, you know, playing aim map. This is good signs. Now, lightning in the bottle, could it just be this tournament? You know,
О, привет, Гуди, спасибо, что пришел.
Right now, because right now they put themselves in the driver's seat for this grand final against the NIP, who they've already absolutely destroyed.
Certainly, and the Navi, the NIP that was destroyed isn't necessarily the NIP that we've seen today, though. I mean, like, I'm looking at some of the results that they've managed to accrue, and that victory versus Liquid is still fresh in my mind. I mean, that was how they started things off. We saw, of course, Astralis falling in that same day. Some Titans were falling on the first day. You're just going to write it off?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think NIP, they are on the uprise, right? Just overall, if you consider the past few weeks, past few months, and how it has been complicated for them this year, now I feel like they're finally found something. I think Plopsky is coming into his form, is coming to his
ты звонил, сейчас, давай, окей, давай.
You could see that in the interview, Lecro is saying anyone and everyone is taking more responsibility in the mid-round calling, that is the key. They try to play this more loose, standard kind of Counter-Strike, which means there's less responsibility on the in-game leader. So I can see that, I think it's working. There are definitely some steps that need to be taken. I think Twist is not there
Ой, привет, Жанона.
A little bit hit and miss, and he needs to be consistent. We know we play in an era of Counter-Strike where the AWP is so centric, so important. You cannot have Twist playing one good game, another one. So that would be a step that they need to take. But I like this NIP phase way more than I have in the past few months.
But you say all-centric, and yet we've just witnessed FaZe Clan remove their
сейчас нет.
I mean, that's a conversation to be had for sure. I'd ideally be having it in the pre-match segment as opposed to what I suppose
Спасибо,
is
что
kind of
пришли на
supposed to be a
стрим.
post-match of Astralis Cloud9. I have no information as to whether or not we're supposed to be covering anything more of that. But regardless, I do want us to bite our tongues covering that grand final.
We can hold on to it for you. I'll do my best. Can we do some closing thoughts then on the teams who didn't make it?
Yeah, we could. We certainly can address the Cloud9 story, and we've already done that. So outside of that, Na'Vi, Liquid.
Yeah, so Na'Vi promising signs in their game.
Это ж вроде не трансляция, это запись у тебя, да?
Это не запись, а сейчас прямой эфир идет.
Странно, это Twitch.
Now Na'Vi, when they came together in Malmo, I was like, wow, this is exciting. I'm really getting behind this hype train. Since then, you know, we haven't hit the heights that we were expecting with that team. There's actually been some teething issues. So here, any confidence that they can take moving forward is good. It's just, I heard Christine before on the dash, so they've got all the pieces of the puzzle. Yeah. They just haven't put it together properly yet.
My fear for Na'Vi is that I do accept and I do realize that what they want to do is a long-term project. You think about Blade, what he tries to bring to the lineup, the rule changes that they have. My only fear is that they might not survive that. There's going to be a frustration period. You have to go through that if you want to rebuild. It's not like you're painting your house. It's like you're rebuilding the entire foundation. You change, you switch role around. You had Simple used to be the best player in the world, changing around positions. Guardian is going to take the AWP. It's going to take time for you to be efficient. It's going to take time for you to have a map pool. How do you survive that period? Yeah. That's my fear.
It's an interesting question, and it does look like we'll be providing some of the answers. Of course, when that grand final kicks off, we'll get to see more from NIP and FaZe Clan. For now, why don't we go ahead and get over to Adam on the stage to get this standoff started.
Royal Arena, let me hear you! All right. Everyone in the arena is absolutely buzzing as we're about to find out who our number 3 team, Na'Vi, are going to face in our standoff match, the winner of which will receive a very tasty $20,000. Now, you guys in the arena have been outstanding all day long. I'm going to ask you to choose who you'd like to see Na'Vi face in our standoff match, okay? We have 3 teams, 3 choices. The more noise you make for the team you want, the better, and that is the team we're gonna choose. Okay, so, this is gonna be fun. If you'd like to see Na'Vi face Cloud9, let me hear you. Okay, but a 4 out of 10, okay. If you'd like to see Na'Vi take on TEAMLIQUID, let me hear you. Lastly, if you'd like Na'Vi to take on Astralis, let me hear you. Guys, I think we can all agree it's a close call. It's a close call. Anyone could take this. Producers, people in my ear who I've never met, who would you like to see in the standoff match against Na'Vi? Cloud9, TEAMLIQUID, or Astralis? Are you absolutely sure? Ladies and gentlemen, facing Na'Vi in our standoff match, it's Astralis! I knew you'd love it. I get the best job. The standoff match is going to be a 5-round match, all one-on-ones, okay? In each round, the teams are going to have a new weapon. The first player that gets 7 eliminations wins that round, and the first team that gets 27 eliminations in total wins the standoff. But if any of them get a knife elimination, they immediately win that round and add 7 kills to their score. Neither team knows the other team's lineup, so we're hoping for some very, very cheeky matchups coming your way. These decisions could be worth $20,000, so the pressure really is on. It's coming your way. First, we've got to take a break, and then it's go time. We'll see you in a few.
I don't think I've had to develop a personality. I think Counter-Strike is my personality. I mean, we're being watched. I want everyone to be careful. It's Microsoft.
The amount of jaw-dropping moments that we get in each and every game, you feel something very unique inside of the arena.
You can't really imagine that a video game online can draw that kind of emotion from so many people, but it actually can.
My name is Jason Moses O'Toole.
Chad Sponge Birchall.
Christine Potter-Chi, and I'm an analyst for Counter-Strike Go.
Yep.
Esports as a whole, I don't really get into the other games. I just play Counter-Strike. When people ask me what I do for fun, it's play Counter-Strike.
I think it's the most beautiful esport we have out there in terms of how the mixture of strategy that goes into it on a team scale.
Counter-Strike at face value is the easiest game to understand. It's a 5v5 game, easy solution of who's winning and losing, right? But it's also very nuanced, the strategy of it, the little details, and that's the bit that I like, the fact that I get to express that to a viewer at home, and if I can make them understand a little bit that gets me excited about the game, then that's my goal at the end of the day.
So my journey into this position is kind of, I guess, pretty generic. I was a Counter-Strike player for a very long time, and I kind of naturally fell into it.
So I started out as a player once upon a time, a long time ago, and just kind of fell into this as a hobby, and it eventually turned into a career path.
Right, to warm yourself up for the grand final, FaZe meeting NIP in order to determine the champion here in the Royal Arena for Blast Pro Series Copenhagen. Before we can get that one underway, of course, it's time for the standoff. It's been explained beautifully by Adam, but before we do that, let's take one last look of how we got here. We do have that leaderboard for you. You'll be able to cast your eyes over the 6 teams in attendance, and of course we have the top 2. We also have the top 4 that are locked in for the Premier Tournament at the end of the year in December. That's going to be in Bahrain. I'm just going to keep talking until we bring that graphic up. Hi, Chad Sponge Birchall and of course Maniac are joining me, and we do have, of course, a summary available for you, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But the standoff, guys. Do you like that one?
Yeah, all the action is up here. That's where all the good stuff happens. But right now, if you're going to stick with us, you get to see this new-ish. It's not so shiny anymore. It's been used a couple of times now. But the standoff map, which I don't think it gets utilized enough. People aren't breaking the glass floors enough. People are never picking up the grenades.
Yeah, it always bothers me that it's not being fully utilized.
Get the nades.
I think the surfing, I mean, I saw Pimp was doing that in the Beat the Pro. I mean,
how did he do? Did Jacob do well in the Beat the Pro? Was he fine?
This one kid destroyed him.
Really?
Owned him 4-1. Like, absolutely just, and he was crouch peeking on top of it. It was just wrecking him. I was like, well, this is fun.
It's not easy. I've played it in Lisbon, the Beat the Pro. You feel the pressure on you. Everyone is out there to get you.
Yeah, I believe it. And this is, of course, an explanation of the rounds to go down in the Blast standoff. It will be Glaive versus Flamey. The teams, of course, able to choose.
Your device simple mage is electronic.
Why is device on the Deagle?
Device versus simple on the Deagle.
I didn't realize it was a Deagle.
And Dupree will play Guardian with the AWP. Interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Bit of spice there.
Yeah, I'm actually quite happy to see the fact that I don't know, and this might surprise you, but Glaive versus Flamey, I just think is going to be a battle of the turrets. Both of them with their CT weapon, they usually just stand still and shoot each other. Yeah. I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously Magus versus Electronic as well, and the AKs, you consider how good those two are as entry fraggers. Hopefully they're going to be in each other's faces. A few style points will be on offer, obviously, in that device versus simple beef. Those guys, well, not beef, but you know, you look at those two names, you're always considering them in your top 5 players in the world.
Yeah, no, definitely. And if you are brand new to the Blast series, you may not be familiar with the standoff, so why don't we go ahead and get our heads around it together.
The team coming in at number 3 in the main tournament will get to play an exclusive show match called the Blast Standoff. They will face off against one of the remaining 4th to 6th placed teams in 5 different in-game disciplines. 5 rounds, all one-on-ones. Each team choose a player to battle in each of the different rounds, and for every round, they'll have a new weapon. The weapons are M4A1, Desert Eagle, AK-47, CZ-75, and the final round is AWP. Each round is first to 7 eliminations, and when the 5 rounds are over, the team with the highest amount of eliminations wins. The standoff map has one objective for both teams: reach the highest elimination score. You spawn behind cover and quickly move to fight your opponent, using primarily aim to win. The map is symmetrically identical, making it irrelevant which side you start on. The winner takes home $20,000.
And that is the map that we're going to be going down on. Now, you saw some of the glass that Chad was talking about. I totally agree. We've had this, you know, probably, I'd say 4 or 5 times now if I was just plucking a number out of thin air. But I do think that we still haven't seen the players give it enough attention. We can have a breakdown of the map here. You can just we'll take a walk through it together. But you notice that not only the glass above it, that's all, like, players got that one quickly. It's right in front of you, I get it. But there is the glass floor element of the floor below. I want to see some more high-pace fragging, because there's nades down there, and I don't see people kind of prioritizing that.
Yeah, there's definitely untapped potential, I want to say, to the map. But you have to think about it. If you're a player, the 1v1, there's like a pattern in your head that is fixed. It's I'm on a map, I'm going to aim, and I'm going to try to get you. Now, you have to go and outside your comfort zone and try, as we can see, to get the box to fall onto your opponent, to get the surfing out. You have to be a bit, you know, extravagant if you want to try it. Otherwise, it's just a 1v1.
Maybe this is why I wasn't a good player. I was too busy thinking about what other elements could I use in the game to get myself the victory. Now, that's what I want to see. I want to see a couple of trapdoor moments like that coming down, or some knife kills, right? Because the surfing can be done relatively silently.
It's a good job. It's a good job actually that Fallen isn't here, because I swear to God, last time I was casting this map, I watched a professional Counter-Strike player fail to surf about 5 times.
Here's an idea. Go down the bottom, get a HE grenade, throw the HE grenade up to the glass, and blow up all of the boxes up top.
And then chances are, it's going to look cool.
Like Mousetrap.
I don't think they're going to die. How many box kills I've seen? I've probably seen about 2 or 3 in the game.
Yeah, there hasn't been many.
Yeah, man. It's probably because, you know, you hear ridiculous amounts of gunshots. But I think it keeps someone busy while the other one's surfing. There's some elements there. But of course, if you have just joined us and are looking forward to the standoff, a reminder of the head-to-head. Astralis will be playing against Na'Vi, neither of which managed to make it towards that grand final.
Yeah, which, look, I think the biggest one here for everybody, if you've just tuned in, I don't know what you've been doing with your bloody weekend, but look, Astralis, they're not in the final. We're going to have a final between 2 unlikely teams, FaZe and NIP soon. So this is just getting you warm.
I've got some fun facts for you, actually. I'm plucking them straight off the stage.
Okay.
Did you know that Glaive is in-game leader for Astralis?
I did know that.
Glaive replaced Carrigan, who now resides in Mousesport.
I also knew that.
Here's a good one. This is for you, Matthew. At 21 years old, Magisk is the youngest player on Astralis.
I did not know that. I knew he was the youngest, didn't know he was 21.
21 years of age. Now, more fun facts for you. Phelps.
No longer...
Do we need to talk about Phelps and MIBR?
Not in attendance here, of course, but he previously played for Immortals before they acquired the MIBR brand.
And now he plays for INTZ? Or is he out of that team now?
I have no idea.
That is a good question.
I don't know. I did this thing where I wrote down all the teams in the top 30 on the plane the other day. Where is it?
That sounds like fun. So you kind of...
I didn't have any internet, Alex. I thought, how am I going to use my time?
Did you make it out of memory?
Like a memory game?
Yeah, I did it out of memory.
All right.
Did you get them all? How many did you miss?
The only one that I didn't get was PHR from Virtus Pro. I didn't know who their most recent pickup was.
Oh, wow. So you were doing the roster as
I
well.
actually should add this here.
That's a real challenge.
Yeah.
You were giving yourself
and I was doing coaches.
Brain workout.
Yeah.
Do you ever do a brain workout, Matthew? I keep getting this targeted ad on my phone, constantly forcing me to install this app that's like, oh, it's like the gym for your mind.
I try and do that. I try to do, recently I've picked up on practicing the foreign languages I know, because I think it's a shame that at some point in your life you can speak a language and you forget about it, you ignore it, and then you become not that efficient. So I've picked up on practicing. I have this app. I do 10 to 15 minutes a day. German, Spanish.
Is this Duolingo?
Yeah, it is. So I didn't know if I could actually mention it.
Oh, I have no idea. Probably not.
I don't know if there's a language sponsor of
I don't think so. I think it's safe. But have you got to the point where you're buying cool clothes for your Duolingo owl?
No, I do not do that yet. I've went to the plus version, right?
What a loser.
I haven't really equipped my owl or whatever it is.
I just get really passive-aggressive emails from them where they go like, we're going to stop sending these because clearly it's not working. I'm like, dude, come on.
By the way, you haven't done it for 5 days now, so no, come on.
That's the worst way.
Don't give up on me.
Guilting me is the worst way to do anything.
Yeah, passive-aggressive language learning. I'd rather they go, hey, you haven't been doing great. If they like stroke my hair a little bit, maybe light a candle.
If for the German stuff, all they taught me was how to flirt, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they were trying to teach me about like fruit and
have you got the your stars are like no, your eyes are like stars?
Yeah, Deine Augen sind wie Sterne.
That's always a good one.
Sounds super sexy.
It does when it comes out of your mouth anyway. I don't know if it comes like the German accent. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's
the
hard
Marmite.
to make it romantic. I think the German is okay. The Swiss German is absolutely.
Oh, is it really? Like farmer German?
That Swiss German would be Ruchicashle. That is a word.
It's a bit Dutch, actually. You've got a Dutch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, doesn't sound ideal.
It doesn't. No, not at all. But I'll tell you what is ideal is the fact that if you have only just joined the stream, you haven't missed the grand final. Over the course of 2 days, we are going to be crowning a champion, and of course, the conclusion is separated only only by the standoff. Astralis, their journey here was labored and unable to make the finals. It's going to be FaZe versus NIP. And until then, I guess we'll continue to twiddle our thumbs.
Well, here's a fun thing.
Yeah.
So Astralis and Liquid, who aren't in the grand final, are in Bahrain. NIP and FaZe, who are in the grand final, are also in Bahrain.
Yeah. That's something.
Yeah, I thought I'd just...
Because we're going to see that head-to-head. We're going to see that head-to-head for sure.
Another fun fact, last time NIP was in the grand final, I believe it was Copenhagen 2018.
Wow.
And you had Rez, you had Lecro, and you had a third one that I'm forgetting, Forest, obviously.
Yes,
At 3, they went down 0-2 against Navi.
Indeed.
Here, we saw that happening. Now, that's another opportunity for them. Obviously, their first final in 2019. And that's also, you know, a fight of the new blood. You have Klopski versus Broke here, two people that we maybe didn't know 6 months ago.
Why are you talking about the game that's not...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's all right. He's not going to be with us.
He's allowed to... You're allowed.
I'll take his points and I'll
we'll
use them
regurgitate
later.
them. Yeah, sorry.
Stolen opinion.
I'm just desperately trying to somehow stay on topic of a 1v1
All right, hold up. We can do this.
10 minutes.
We can